That's crazy! That's crazy!
Laser weapons can be programmed for different wavelengths. There was something blue they didn't want to burn.
Blue car did not burn in flames. Same as the blue umbrella.
through the beam steering mirror, and then it actually goes through the DOE, which is the diffractive optical element, which
But there's another theory which suggests that the destruction was orchestrated by the federal government to seize property using DEW, direct energy weapon. Direct energy weapons use concentrated electromagnetic energy to combat enemy forces and assets. These weapons include high-energy lasers and other high-power electromagnets, such as millimeter wave and high-power microwave weapons. The U.S. Navy uses DEWs for power projection and integrated defense missions. Now, ironically, there is a U.S. Navy port just 7 miles from downtown. Several wildfires have devastated West Maui in the town of Lahaina. With the death tolls continuously rising, almost at 100 people, along with the number of missing people, this wildfire goes down as the worst fire in U.S. history. Lahaina once was the capital of the Kingdom of Hawaii, but in 1998, the U.S. annexed the Hawaiian Islands. The capital was eventually moved to Honolulu. Lahaina was filled with native property and business owners that refused to sell their properties to conglomerates. It was an unglobalized prime oceanfront property still owned and managed by the natives.
これらの土地を奪うために火災を起こした。
Have taken to social media to say that realtors and investors are harassing them, calling their families and offering to buy their land. A Hawaiian activist tweeted, "If you are from Lahaina and are receiving phone calls from realtors asking to purchase your property following the fire, please record their name, company, and..." Frustrated with investors and realtors calling the families who lost their home, offering to buy their land. How dare you do that to our community right now? If you are a Kalamai, sorry, I had a little bit poor reception right there. If you are a victim and they are calling you, please get their name, get their business name, so we can put them on blast. This is some pilau, heva shit happening right now. I am so frustrated hearing since yesterday that multiple families that I know personally were reached out and offered money from investors and realtors. Shame on you. Shame on you. If you are a Maui realtor contributing to that, karma's gonna come and get you. And if you are a victim, trust that we are gonna rebuild Lahaina. Please don't.
You guys, this is what I'm hearing from all my friends too, and it's in the hundreds. Like, if you know anything about the islands, you know that a fire like that happened at 5 o'clock in Lahaina at dinner time, full of people, and it went up in minutes There no way people got out of that. The people diving in the ocean, there's people floating for 8 hours waiting for rescue. There are hundreds of people dead, and this is being downplayed, and people are not posting about this enough besides the people on the island and people that are directly connected to that. And I understand it's hard to grasp it when you're not directly connected, but guys, this is serious, and they need our help. They need the mainland's help, and they're gonna need our help long term, but they need your help in staying the fuck home and using that money to buy resources and donate supplies. And if you guys don't know where to donate, there's a link in my bio to the Hawaii Community Foundation. That is a great place to donate. By the end of the day, I will have another website with all sorts of resources to help you, whether you're on island or off island. I am doing my best to compile lists, but it's a lot, and there is no organization, and everything is everywhere, so it's a lot to get organized. Especially when you're...
My heart really goes out to Hawaii, and the husband and I will be donating as soon as we find a reputable. We visited Honolulu and really enjoyed the hit, but right now the natives do not need visitors. What they need are donations and essential. They are asking that if you have a reservation in Maui, that you use that money to actually donate. Please, no one wants to see y'all snorkeling and surfing next to where they literally just lost their... And according to Maui Economic Development Board, tourism is the life, and about 80% of it is from tourism. So the devastation from the wildfires could have a long-lasting impact on Maui's economy. Please cancel your vacations and donate that money to the natives. Now, allegedly, there have been plans in the past to turn Maui into a smart city or an AI city. So, yeah, the locals are looking at this fire very suspiciously. There were no warnings. There were no alarms. So my heart and my pockets do go out to the people of Maui. I will keep you guys posted on what's going on over there. Let me know your comments and your thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll see you at the next video.
ハワイ・マウイ島の山火事は自然災害だったのかということでお送りいたします。これは自然災害じゃないんだっていう声を聞きました。地元の方々が SNS を通してたくさんの謎を。で、マスコミはこの山火事は原因が気候変動にあるんだと。で、本当にそうなのかっていう、因果関係は科学的には全く説明せずに、とにかく気候変動による災害なんだというふうにしか言いません。しかしですね、本当にそうなのか、午前中から夜に至るまで相当の長時間なんですよね。この映像の中で、山火事なのになぜ水上のボートが全て燃えているのか。このマウイ島の中でこの山火事にあったのは、マウイ島って言っても大きな島です。この島の中のラハイナという地区ですね。ラハイナという地区。一番西側にある地区なんですけど、なぜラハイナ地区が炎のサークルで囲まれたのかと。最終的にこういう、なんか戦争の戦場のような形になってしまったんですが、これが8月8日に起きてるんです。このハリケーンが来て自然災害が起きたのは、このハワイだけではありません。で、そんな中で、バイデン大統領は夏休みに取っていました。夏休み中のバイデン大統領にこのハワイの災害についてマスコミの記者たちが聞くんですよね。それに対してノーコメントって言って答えないんです。この時バイデン政権はウクライナにさらに2億ドルの援助を送った時なんですよね。ちょうどトランプさんはですね、この時にテキサスでも大変な自然災害が起きていたので、テキサスの、緊急災害センターを訪れて、そこで不眠不休で働かれているスタッフの皆さんに、激励に言ってるんですよね。で、この違いは何なんだってことが CNN で報道されています。ここからがラハイナに入ってくるんですが、ですね、ちょうどこの辺の大きな、大豪邸は全く燃えてないんです。で、そこのすぐ横からがこうやって廃墟になってるんですよね。2軒、実はこのラハイナで燃えてない豪邸があるんです。そのすぐ隣から火が始まってるんですね。どうしてこんなにうまく、富裕層の豪邸だけが、山火事を回避できて、そのすぐ隣で止まっているのか。これも謎だと言われています。木が燃えてないんですね。木が燃えていない。さっき金属が燃えたってありましたけど、しかし木は燃えていない。なぜ木は燃えてなかったのか。生き残った地元の人、たくさんこういう証言をしている動画を上げてるんですけど、これは自然災害じゃないんだと。エナジーアタックって言い方してるんですけど、エネルギー兵器なんだという言い方をしてるんですね。これ何を言ってるかというと、このところアメリカでよく言われる、DEW というこれ兵器です。兵器の話をこの方はされてるんですね。Directed Energy Weapon っていうことで、指向性エネルギー兵器というもので、毎年何度も山火事はあり、でも一度も住宅が焼かれるような火事は、私が在住していた約9年余りの間はありませんでしたってことで、山火事は毎年あるけど、それが住宅の火災になるっていうのは今までないと。なぜ 停電にしなかったのか。特殊な医療機器を使ってる、病人の方がいらっしゃったら、停電してしまったら影響が出てしまうだろうと。なぜサイレンは鳴らなかったのか。それから、なぜ警察は街を封鎖したか。火災発生から1時間以上経っているのに、なぜ警察は街から出れないように封鎖したか。その証拠が次々と出てきたということで、消防署は何をしていたのか。携帯電話も繋がらないし、拡声器もない。何の警告もなかった。で、人々は家の中にいて、火の手が近づくまで全く気づかなかった。数分で火の手が来てるんですよね。で、マウイ消防署は 100% 鎮火したと発表したっていうんですが、なぜ消防隊に水がなかったのか、水がなかったんです。
There's three things. It's called happenstance, coincidence, and enemy action. That's from a James Bond novel. So happenstance, okay, turn the water off, and then, coincidence, alarms, all this didn't go off. But then you put everything together. No, that's enemy action.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense. It's not to a logical person.
And what about the fact that they just changed the law in Hawaii back in July? They made a proclamation of emergency for housing that lasted 2 months. That now, in the event of a natural disaster, lifts all rules pertaining to historic districts and building permits, and essentially gives the governor carte blanche to do anything he wants. The fact that law was just passed a few weeks ago, and now we happen to have a natural disaster, is that a coincidence?
It's beyond coincidence. It's anytime you look like the Weimar Republic and everything, they had a beautiful constitution, but the weak point, the link point was in case of an emergency. The emergency clause all through history has been used like this.
Really?
So it's that emergency clause you got to watch out for, because that's what they use to, to do what they do, to justify it.
すべて人々の体内のアルミニウムとバリウムのナノテクノロジーを活性化します。スマートカーによる大規模な爆発は、スマートカーが他のとして爆弾として使用できるかどうかを確認するためのベータテストでもあった。注目、プーチン大統領はラハイナ攻撃のわずか1週間前に全ての5Gタワーを閉鎖し、破壊しました。議会には2024年の5G軍事兵器に反対する内部告発者がいます。すでに主要大学からの内部告発者がおり、5Gの存在を明らかにしています。小型の直接エネルギー兵器として使用されることもあれば、都市での巨大兵器として使用されることもある。ラハイナの火災は、労働者階級や貧困層が住み、地元住民が土地の売却を拒否した工業地帯でのみ発生した。魔法の火はエリートエリアや家屋を焼き尽くすことはなかった。車が地面に溶け込み、いくつかの鉄骨建物が溶けた。火は金属を溶かすほど熱くないので、これは不可能です。エネルギー兵器が複数の建物を攻撃し、鉄が粉々に変わります。場所によっては、車が溶けて、火事で焼けたり焦げたりしていないヤシの木の隣に立っていた。死者数は MSM の報告よりもはるかに多い。数百件の人身売買事件が地方及び州当局によって捜査されている。起訴された事件は1件もなかった。オバマ政権 CIA は、党内の小児性愛者組織や人身売買、ネットワークを意図的に見逃していた民主党職員のネットワークを設置した。舞台裏、軍事作戦がラハイナと人身売買ネットワークに迫っていた。ハワイはオーストラリア、台湾、中国、カリフォルニアの間の拠点です。世界で2番目に高価な不動産地域を通る大規模な自動の人身売買ラインは、ラハイナ、オクラ、エクスタイン、ザッカーバーグ、CIA、UNO エリートとつながっている。ラハイナに対する多重攻撃は、人間に対する兵器の実験に使用されました。インテリジェント車両の自動車爆発を大規模にテストするため、都市を破壊して土地を獲得し、地下トンネルと人身売買基地を破壊します。自分たちのトンネルを隠して破壊します。世界システムとクラと CIA の作戦に関連したラハイナの小児性愛組織を暴露しようとした何人かの人々を殺害した。ニュースはフェイクだ。戦争は現実だ。このような困難な時期であっても、私たちは何が起こっているのかについての真実を広めるために戦い続けなければなりません。現在、ウクライナ戦争が失敗し、アフリカが米国の不感ドルを下落させ、分散複合体が士気を枯渇させているため、ディープステートは大パニックに陥っている。CIA、MI6、モサド、カザリアンマフィアが暴露され、ブラックロックは崩壊に瀕しているため、世界陰謀団 DS9 には大きな混乱と恐怖が広がっています。しかし、彼らは全員元祖をついていて、勝利の物語を語ろうとしています。ディープステートが最後のカードを切った大規模な嵐に私たちが陥っていることに気づいたとき、ハワイと世界の愛国者の皆さん、しっかりしてください。彼らは命のために戦い、将来の軍事裁判につながる。もう、トランプ大統領が特定の死刑を復活させ、人身売買や自動売買を取り締まっている理由がわかるはずだ。なぜなら、この犯罪は、ウイルス、CIA 主導の世界大戦、分散複合体に関係する世界中の陰謀団、BS ネットワークを暴露することになるからである。ケニング、リーディが
More people start seeing this crazy anomaly, and we're seeing it in a lot of different places. There was no fire here, except for this little tiny field. Again, if you're just joining right now, please share the video, because we're trying to get the word out. What's going on in Maui? Hey, aloha guys, Eric West here, HawaiiRealEstate.org, coming to you live from Lahaina Luna neighborhood, Maui, Hawaii. Citizens, impromptu reporter, wasn't planning on doing this, but this is what we're doing, and I'm thankful to have a Starlink from David Crawford, and we're here reporting on what I believe is potentially a smoking gun of sorts. We just don't know what it is. But I'm going to show you the scenario of this car and what's surrounding it and how temperatures could reach this level, creating this amount of melting of aluminum. I'm here with Donovan. He is, I believe, a hero of sorts. Aloha, Donovan. Because he was the one that brought it to my attention that we have these very strange occurrences. We just shot down on the highway. I don't know if it was actually live, but we have it all recorded, so we're going to post it. We're at another one of these locations. So this is well above the burn zone, essentially, in a neighborhood known as Lahaina Luna. I'm going to show you around real quick so you can see the scenario and then judge for yourself. And again, if you enjoy content like this, I encourage you to please like the channel, subscribe, and share the video so you can get the truth of what's going on here at Maui. So where I'm at right now, just to orientate you, you can see the lights for the football stadium right there at Lahaina Luna. So right below Lahaina Luna High School, in the neighborhood that did not burn. You can see all these houses are standing right here, unburned. There's no burn here. Okay? So to me, this is like something out of a space movie, because you have this small field with some grass there, and some little grass patches. But then you have these two vehicles sitting in here that have melted aluminum. So Donovan, if you want to just take us through this car real quick and show us, I know you know a few things about cars, you can point out some things that require a very high temperature. By the way, we just talked to the neighbor who was talking to an investigator in Lahaina town yesterday, and he said the investigator told him the temperatures reached in excess of 3,000 degrees. So tell us what you got, Donovan.
Well, we have about 300 degrees for aluminum, and this
300?
1,300.
1,300, okay, thank you.
1,300, well, 1220, but if you round it up, because it was not only melted, it was liquefied to the point where it became a river of aluminum going down the dirt hill.
So this is the aluminum rim, obviously. There's the tire, what's left of it, the steel threads or steel belts.
And maybe combination gas tank if the gas tank's aluminum.
Okay, okay. So you have liquefied aluminum running down the side of a grass fire.
The caliper melted, unless they stole it, but it looks like the bolts are still there. So that, and then you get the steel belts of the tire, which is just a bunch of wire mesh laying there, and you have the windows that were melted, the back window. If you look at the big old, like, almost like...
The glass is just melted.
Yeah, it was
dripping.
This is almost what you would see if you put a car in an incinerator.
But this is not surrounded by a bunch of structure fires or anything.
Yeah, there's no fuel.
So besides the gas that was in the tank, what's your theory on what could create temperatures at this level in the middle of the field?
Anomaly.
So this is the second anomaly.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. I looked at it, I'm like, okay, house. Nothing's burned. And then you have melted steel and glass. And then the only thing that is left is the steel, the thick steel frame, and then the steel sheet metal.
So I don't know if you guys have figured this out yet, but the media has not been given access to Lahaina town. Everything is locked up. Matter of fact, this gentleman next door, he was on Front Street yesterday and he was supposed to get access, and then the mayor shut it down because people were taking pictures. So they don't want pictures taken of anything in Lahaina town, because they don't want you to see this would be my guess. Because the more that you take a look at this, and especially in this scenario, if there was a car like this in the middle of Lahaina, you might think to yourself, well, okay, it was in the middle of this major burn. There's an animal that died here or something. I'm smelling that must be a plant that was under there. That smells like a dead something.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so sad. That is so sad. It's someone's dog. So now we have another vehicle right next to it. Talk to me about this one, Don.
Yeah,
what do you see?
It's symmetrical with the other one. They're pretty much identical. I mean, the heat is just tremendous heat. Melting glass, melting metal, incinerating the tires to the point of, you know, the only thing you see is the steel belts, which actually fall apart like spaghetti noodles when you touch it.
So the media is not allowed in here. No one's allowed in Lahaina town. So the only way this message is going to get out right now is if you, until your fingers bleed for America, start sharing this video.
Look what it did to the steering wheel. I mean, all it is the steering column.
We the people is all we got left here. And the more we get the word out and the more people start seeing this crazy anomaly, and we're seeing it in a lot of different places. Donovan here has been on a scooter. He was at the scene of the crime the day of the fire. He was helping people, rerouting them away from Lahaina, as the cops had not blocked the southbound traffic until you got almost to Front Street.
Grass.
And notice the green grass here. Now, it's only been 2 weeks. I don't know if that's 2 weeks.
2 weeks of growth.
Is that 2 weeks of growth? We have green grass. You think is that 2 weeks of growth? Okay, maybe it is. There's a lot of green grass here. I don't know.
Yeah,
someone tell me how fast does grass grow? Is that 2 weeks of growth? Someone dumped some trash in there, right? I don't know who did that. That's kind of weird.
Some nice people.
Some nice people? If you don't share the story, I don't know who will now. Someone's got to start putting this out to the people that can help. I've had people tell me, hey, you guys got to go do something. Really? We just got like a little 5G back and it doesn't even work. Every phone call we make drops. Right? Do you hear what's going on here? Are you hearing me loud and clear? They are creating a situation where it's impossible for us to communicate. Right now, I'm on a Starlink that's in the back of my truck over there. Thank you, David Crawford. So that's the reason I'm able to transmit this message, assuming you're getting it. If you're not, I have it recorded and I will post it after we go live.
See if you can get down and let's see inside the motor.
Does this the hood come up?
Oh, the motor's melted.
The motor's gone.
It looks like the block is melted.
And what's the block made out of?
Probably aluminum.
Probably aluminum.
If it melted, yeah. An iron block usually would hold out a little bit longer.
I mean, is it possible that they're making these cars with different types of materials that just have a lower melting point? But even if they did, it wouldn't make any sense because we're in a field with just a little bit of grass.
The block is still there. It's turned sideways.
The block is still
there?
But
the aluminum valve cover is still melted to death.
So can a grass fire...
But how's it burn underneath the hood? That's the thing.
Underneath the hood is protecting it from heat, right?
Or oxygen.
Oxygen.
You can't get in there.
Right. So you have no combustion. And again, if you're just tuning into this live, the edge of the fire went to that little grass. This was all just grass, no trees. You can see a couple trees right there. It just went to the edge of the sidewalk. I mean, not even to the sidewalk. It just went inside of this fence, and then it stopped right before it got to this guy's thing, this guy's house. And just to orientate you here, you can see the roadblock, the National Guard right there. That is where the fire burn area starts at the top. Not the top, but of Lahaina Luna. Sorry guys, I'm all over the map here. That, if you can see that blockade, that's actually where the burn zone is. So the fire was down there. Okay, the fire was down there. This is above the we're above the bypass. The fire was below the bypass. There was no fire here except for this little tiny field.
Supposedly it only started a quarter mile away.
So we're gonna go there next?
We can and go take a look.
Next we're gonna go to where we think the fire may have started. This is interesting too. Is this 2 weeks where the grass growth? Maybe it is.
No, it looks like the fire missed.
Interesting.
But you notice that house is untouched there.
Now let's just scan the houses next door so you can see for yourself that all these homes are perfectly fine. So there's no fuel to create the fire that's powerful enough. It's like if you burned your campfire next to your car and then this happened to your car next.
Well, everybody's thrown beer bottles or bottles in their campfire.
Right.
And I mean, look at the windshield. It's almost gone. In the back windows.
So does everyone just need to go take a little Wikipedia tour on the melting points of things and just do some research?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Is that a good idea? So, because I didn't know much about melting points before all this started, and I'm a skeptic when it comes to all things outlandish. But to me, this is what now seems outlandish to me. And again, if you're just joining right now, please share the video because we're trying to get the word out. What's going on in Maui? Give to the Lahaina Fire Fund if you can. We've raised over $500,000. Every penny will go back into the hands of survivors. We're going to document it all. Don't worry. If you want to give directly to survivors, I'm going to try to get Donovan here to give me his Venmo if he wants to, so he can go give the money you give to him to the people that he knows that were affected. He doesn't need any money. I don't need any money, but we are trying to raise money. And the idea that I came up with, tell me what you guys think. Again, this is sort of like a public forum, if you will, for ideas. What if we create a fund called Buy Back Lahaina? We make t-shirts, beautiful t-shirts. I've already contacted one of my favorite artists. Everything burned, all of his originals.
That's what I do.
He has 2 galleries on Front Street, all of his original work. 20 years worth of sketchbooks gone. He can't even come on camera. He's so destroyed. But I'm trying.